Good morning. This is Three Lefts to Make a Right, episode 2. I'm the host, Matt Shinn, Mattshinn, and still no sponsors. Yeah, definitely no sponsors. So no guests. Can't afford to pay them. You're stuck with me. That's all it is to it. But I'm trying to push it out there, really get it out, get the name out there. I got a Twitter now, my Twitter handle's Matt Shinn 501, MATTSHINN 501, and it's just 501's the area code where I'm from. You gotta rep where you're from, you know what I'm saying? Represent Central Arkansas, baby. But anyway, gonna try and put it on iTunes if I ever figure that out, or SoundCloud, or whatever they do, I'm not the most technical savvy guy, so I'm gonna need a little help. I'm working on getting help, from this kid that's smart as shit. I think he's gonna be the next, astronaut that goes to Mars, or the first one, I should say. Anyway, trying to get his help. Hopefully he'll help me. But yeah, man, I'm on Twitter now. I'm twitting, whatever you want to call it. And you know how people first get a gun, they're a little trigger happy? That's kind of how I am. I'm Twitter happy, man. I got them Twitter fingers. I'm just tweet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tweeting about everything, replying to people, you name it, I'm tweeting it, buddy. So get on there and tweet with me. I'd be happy to tweet with you. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. It's like a whole new world, the Pocahontas song, shout out to Pocahontas. She was my first love. Very hot. A little too hot probably for a children's movie, but I think that's what they do that on purpose. Anyway, let me get into a real topic here. I want to tell you about our first child. He was hanging out, he's a cat. Let me put that out there first. He was hanging out at a buddy's house down the street, Monte, eating out of their trash can. And one night we just scooped him up, stole him, rescued him, whatever you want to call it. And named him Rocket. Yeah, Rocket. I don't know where we got the name from. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, that's our first child. We figured we'd get a cat, easy to take care of. You just got to make sure they got food, water, kitty litter, and they pretty much take it from there. They're pretty self-sufficient animals. But yeah, Rocket, man, he's wild, man. He's a straight up hunter. He hunts. I mean, he's like Ted Nugent hunting. He hunts everything, and he brings them into the damn house, which sucks. We put a little cat door going from the door to our garage, so we'd leave the garage cracked and let him come in and out as he pleased, which turned out to be a terrible idea, because he liked to bring in whatever he caught. First thing he brought in was a lizard. And it was a good sized lizard, probably like 7 inches long, including the tail. And my wife just called me in a panic, and telling me about this lizard in the house. And she had to call her brother over because I was at work, and he had to put on oven mitts to grab him. I mean, it was just chaos. And then, for some reason, he just kept bringing in more lizards. I think it was the same one, because the guy's tail fell off. And the next day, he had another lizard in, and the tail was off. So I think he just picked on that little bastard. But the cat, they don't have the best attention spans by any means. So I guess he brought him in and fucking forgot about him. because one day we were just chilling and see a lizard on the wall. Like, what the fuck is this? And, you know, I'm trying to catch them, and I don't know if you ever tried to catch lizards. They're fast as shit, and they hide under everything and can climb walls. They're hard to get. But, we ended up getting them in the spare room and blocking them in. And, our spare room's pretty much a closet. It's like all this stuff that we don't have room for anywhere else, we just put it in there. So he has a lot of shit to hide, under. And day one, we bring the cat in there. Cat don't know what the fuck he's doing. He forgot about the damn thing. So he's just goofing off, not even helping. Can't find the bastard. So we get an idea. We gotta start taking all this stuff out. So we emptied the whole room, and no exaggeration, the whole room, emptied it to find this damn lizard. And it turned out he was hiding, I believe, in the closet, like on the wall behind the clothes. And finally the cat saw him and started chasing him so we could get an eye on him. And I think he was probably fatigued and a little hungry and slow. And I think really he probably just wanted out of the fucking house, because we caught him. We caught that bastard. You know, threw him over the fence. Hopefully he lived, probably not, but oh well. Then, old Rocket, you know, he just keeps bringing in, we didn't learn our lesson. He would bring in birds, rats. I mean, I saw a rat that was probably, let's say, almost a foot long with the tail, you know. I mean, it was a legitimate rat. And luckily it was dead, because that thing would have been a bitch. The bird was dead too. Brought in some baby rabbits one time. You ever have to flush a baby rabbit? I mean, these were little infant rabbits, and I saw it, and I was like, what the hell is that? And my wife's like, what is it? I was like, I think it's a rabbit. And she's like, oh no, get rid of it. And I was like, what do you want me to do? She's like, I don't care, just get rid of it, don't tell me. And next thing you know, the toilet's flushing. That was my first thing. Like, flush that motherfucker like a turd, man. And so yeah, if you ever have to flush a baby rabbit, you'll feel my pain. But he's such a good hunter. We got this gang of cats, street gang, and they're all Jerry's cats. This Mexican fella named Jerry lives across the street. Pretty cool guy, but has a bunch of cats outside, and they're sketchy as fuck. If a stray dog I don't really see stray dogs in this neighborhood. It's because of the cats. They probably kill them. And but anyway, they hide like in the storm drainage and come out at night and just, I don't know what they do. They do street gang stuff. Probably sell drugs. Who knows? But anyway, they started noticing my boy Rocket, you know, and jumped his ass in. He came in with a bullet hole in him. It wasn't actually a bullet hole, but it was like I guess one of the cats bit him good and it got infected. Had to take him to the cat hospital middle of the night. And so I guess they jumped him in. I mean, he hasn't had too many more incidents. He came in one time, and I don't know if it was a cat or what, but it looked like someone shaved him almost. So I don't think it was a cat. I think he's officially in the gang. But before he got jumped in, I mean, these cats are fucking bold. I mean, I would wake up for work, and I would hear something at the food bowl for the cat. And I would see my cat, and I'd be like, what the hell? I'd run over there, and the cat would scamper off. You know, I mean, they were coming in our house eating our cat food, trying to punk us down. And I remember one cat just staring at me through the damn cat door, and just staring me down. And I'm like, what? You fucking serious? So I run out there and try to kick him, but he's too fast. He ran off. Meanwhile, Rocket's behind me not doing a goddamn thing because he's a pussy. Just because you're a good hunter does not mean you can fight, apparently. Either that or maybe that was like the gang lord. I don't know. He didn't want to disrespect him. But since then, we closed the garage. Haven't had any incidences. And we had our second child, our sweet little boy, Dean, who happens to think he's a dog. It's kind of weird. He always has his tongue out, like especially when the wind's blowing, he'll stick his tongue out and just enjoy the breeze. And then he begs for food. Every time you eat something, he just looks at you like a puppy. And always crawling around on all fours. And refuses to walk. Well, he actually hasn't learned to walk yet, so maybe he's not quite refusing. But he is on all fours. Pretty funny. But he wasn't always thinking he was a dog. When we first had him, man, it's crazy. I don't know if you know this or not, but having your first child is just an event. It's crazy. First of all, my wife went into labor and was in labor for 24 hours before they finally had to do a C-section. And when your wife's in labor, you as a husband are absolutely helpless. You feel terrible. All you are is just a object to get verbally abused at this point. Are you okay? Fuck you, I'm not okay, I'm having a goddamn baby. And you can't say nothing because she's having a fucking baby, It's crazy. And after 24 hours of this, they finally decided to have a C-section. I was like, man, y'all could have, decided that freaking, 8 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 12 hours ago. But no, they waited for 24 hours for some reason. So we have this beautiful baby boy, and I got to see him be delivered, as you're having a C-section, and made a mistake and looked over they had me just where I could see my wife's face, and made the mistake to look over and saw some organs that were out of her body. Quickly stuck my head back behind the curtain. That shit freaked me out. But anyway, we have this beautiful baby boy. Everything's fine with them. And you feel good because you're in the hospital. If anything goes wrong, you're right there in the hospital. And then they just kick your ass out of it. They got more babies to deliver. And when they do, they pretty much tell you, hey, if he's still alive in 7 days, we got a checkup for him. Good luck. And those 7 days are hell. Your wife just had a baby and a C-section at that, so she's moving slow. She's hurting. And we're trying to breastfeed, and you never know if he's getting enough food. I don't know, it's just crazy. It's a lot of stress. They tell you don't let them sleep with a blanket. You got all these rules for them, but they don't tell you like what to do. They just kind of tell you what not to do, which is kind of weird. But anyway, you're freaking out. Your wife's freaking out. Your baby's crying, and it's just hell. Then you take them to the checkup, and when we took our child to the checkup, he had lost a whole pound since he was born. Or since he was let out of the hospital, actually. He was down to 5-something pounds. We're starving the poor boy. And we didn't know, though. And they give him a bottle of Similac. And, man, he crushed that bottle. I think he might have even drank a second one. I'm not for sure, but he smashed that bottle. They tell you, if he's not breastfeeding that good, go ahead and, put baby formula, give him baby formula. And anyway, he crushed them bottles of Similac, put him in a food coma, and I swear he slept probably 5 hours after that. And but he's got the jaundice at this point, and we got to take him to the hospital to get his blood checked, see how high the level of jaundice is. And what they do is they poke his heel, and they get the blood from his heel. And for some reason, babies have the slowest blood flow in the world, because it took like 30 minutes to get a little bitty sample of blood. But he was passed out. He didn't give a shit. And it was kind of funny. But then we decided to get some baby pictures taken. And I mean, our son was orange, man. He had jaundice bad. And so our pictures were pretty much, me and my wife are pale. We're pretty white. And so just picture, two white people holding a pumpkin. That was our baby pictures. I mean, he was orange. I mean, I can't stress that enough. This joker was orange. And eventually he beat the jaundice. And now, he's a pale white baby. And happens to think he's a dog. That's funny, though. But now our cat, Rocket, our first child, that dude's neglected as shit. Like, the wife used to think he was the sweetest thing in the world, and now she just shoos him away, almost kicks him, and, just treats him like the redheaded stepchild. And, I mean, she treats him so bad, he comes and cuddles up with me, which he never did. It was kind of funny. But yeah, man, poor guy. He was king of the house for a little bit, and now he's fucking shit. He's just a resident. He's not even part of the family, I don't think. And anyway, well, hit me up on the Twitter, Matt Shin 501 on Twitter. Hopefully I get the SoundCloud or whatever, the iTunes. I'm going to put it on YouTube because I'm smart. I'm half-assed smart enough to figure that out. I don't know what my YouTube channel is. I'll put it on a link on the Twitters. And, hey, I'll talk to y'all next time. Have a great weekend. Smile. Be happy. And, God bless America.